Vancouver is a well-diversified city. We have multi-ethnic communities, and they contribute massively to the local economy.
Right.
And, as a marketeer, you need to find your strategy and shape your strategy to cater to all these communities, like the beautiful community of the Bergians. If you don't know the tactics behind your local market, you'll never succeed. Challenges is always there. In every step in your career, there's always a challenges. But my advice to everybody is you have to find something you love which can lead to a good business opportunities. We all have passion for something. We always have hobbies, but sometimes hobbies and where you are passionate about will never get you money. Keep your hobbies aside and start a career. Find something nice, you love it, you make sure that this business or this idea can generate income, sufficient income for you, and build your knowledge around that career. If you are selling a product, we look at it as a transaction. But in luxury industry, and which I describe always myself, is we look at clients as creating a customer experience for them rather than
relationship.
Of course, rather than a transaction. Transaction is measured by dollars. In our concept, it's totally different. As we look at clients as an opportunity for them to enjoy our luxury lifestyle.
Hello, everyone. Very welcome to another episode for Business Mind at Vancouver Farsi Television. We are very thrilled and privileged to have another entrepreneur in our new episode, Mr. Abd El Karim Awwad, is the head of sales and marketing at BMW of Brian Jessel. He is a professional general manager and has been working and operating in automotive and luxury industry for almost 20 years in MENA region, Africa, Asia, and Canada. Mr. Abd El Karim, very welcome to our episode.
Well, thank you so much. First of all, salam to all our viewers at the Vancouver Farsi TV. And let me take this opportunity, first of all, to thank you, Bayman, for your great hospitality. And I would like to also extend my warm thanks to Ilya and Barto for organizing such a wonderful interview, and also for the great work they do for their community. And this is a crucial in any meeting or any opportunity, is to give a credit for people who try to support their community in our beloved city, Vancouver. So thank you so much.
Again, thank you so much. It's a great pleasure for us, and thank you for accepting our invitation to be our guest today.
Thank you.
So we mostly start our questions from our guest speakers regarding their journey that they have experienced since they stepped into Canada. And I would love if you can also share your story with our audience about how you, as a successful individual and professional, started your career path in Canada from day one.
Well, thank you so much. It's always a pleasure to share thoughts and ideas how to shape a career path for any immigrants in a country like Canada.
Right.
Canada has nothing different than any other country I worked with. And as you said at the beginning of the interview, is I worked in many countries. Not only Canada, I worked in Asia and India, China, the Middle East market, Africa, and finally I ended up in Vancouver in 2020. And my advice to everybody is, there's nothing was unplanned. When you decide to immigrate to Canada or to anywhere, you have to start planning way ahead from the beginning of the thought that I want to move to this country. I start looking at what the country needs. So understanding the culture, the country, the economy of this city was crucial for me to easily jump into the local market.
Right.
Of course, the second part is when you work with international organizations, it will be easy for you to work in different countries because the standard is the same, the product is the same, the brand is exactly the same.
Right.
However, the local market dynamics change from market to market. And that's why we were before our interview, we're talking about Vancouver versus Edmonton, totally two different markets. Here, Vancouver is...
Yeah, can you elaborate more? How do you...
Well, Vancouver is a well-diversified city. We have multi-ethnic communities, and they contribute massively to the local economy.
Right.
And, as a marketeer, you need to find your strategy and shape your strategy to cater to all these communities, like the beautiful community of the Bergians here in BC, well-established, well-respected community, and you need to cater for them certain ideas, certain messaging. So if you don't know the tactics behind your local market, you'll never succeed in entering these markets.
Right. But not every professional, Mr. Abd El Karim, was a professional at the very first step. So they were standing at the very early steps of this journey. And may I ask, what kind of challenges have you had over this journey, and how did you overcome them?
Well, challenges is always there, not even in the younger stage, of your career, even in the mid or high senior levels, because in every step in your career, there's always challenges.
Right.
A CEO could face a lot of challenges in his career. So it's not only as me as a CEO, I'm going to face challenges, or if I am entering as a junior employee. But my advice to everybody is you have to find something you love. Something you love which can lead to a good business opportunities. We all have passion for something. We always have hobbies, but sometimes hobbies and where you are passionate about will never get you money. And this is why I always say, yes, keep your hobbies aside and start a career, something you like, and you start to shape it from from a young age. So young age means that you are in a teenage, you have to start looking at what you love and how to shape it. And we look at young people who are very successful today
Right.
in our city here, that they made a success stories. So my advice, find something nice, you love it, you make sure that this business or this idea can generate income,
Right.
sufficient income for you, and build your knowledge around that career.
Was that also your story about how you had the transition from the hospitality industry into the luxury automotive industry?
Well, I always describe myself that I'm born with a customer service attitude and personality. And by studying hospitality industry, it shaped my attitude as well. My hospitality industry is the door opener for me for where I am today. In hospitality, we serve people, and you need to be humble with your attitude to serve people with love and smile. That applies also in the luxury environment. I'm not only specialized in the luxury automotive, but in the luxury industry in total, because your client is exactly the same client who buys a boat or a luxury condo or a luxury jewelries or an expensive restaurant. So the luxury industry is all connected, and we share the same client. So
you mean at the bigger picture, the same demography that
of course, and this is why you have to learn what makes you or what differentiates you from one to other is your learning and your journey in exploring all these industries. You cannot just say I'm an expert in cars, but your client might ask you questions about, what advice you're going to give me if I want to buy a private jet or a yacht or a condo. What do you think about my lifestyle? If you are selling a product, we look at it as a transaction. But in luxury industry, and which I describe always myself, is we look at clients as creating a customer experience for them rather than
relationship.
Of course, rather than a transaction.
Right.
Transaction is measured by dollars. I have $1,000 lease for you. This is the place. Somebody else might offer him $950, and then he go to that dealership. In our concept, it's totally different. As we look at clients as an opportunity for them to enjoy our luxury lifestyle.
Right.
Yeah.
So, can you explain what key decisions or moments in your career do you believe were crucial in helping you reach your role as head of sales and marketing at Brian Jessel's BMW?
Well, there's a lot of crucial moments in your life, in your career, where you have to take quick decisions. Sometimes steer your career. Like, for example, 10 years ago, I got a great position in a different brand which does not relate to luxury industry, in the automotive industry. The income was almost triple. They wanted my skills and they wanted me to reshape their brand. But I couldn't stand working for non-luxury brands. While the income was triple, I couldn't find my joy. Work is not only income-wise. Work is all about something you love to do in a daily basis. So sometimes you might get a big rewards for doing a project, but do you really enjoy it? Do you really wake up in the morning and say, this is my work, this is what I love to do every morning? You have to love what you do to be successful in it. And then Brian Jessel BMW, we are number one dealership in Canada. We are the largest BMW store in Vancouver and in Canada in total for BMW brand. What distinguished us is the lifestyle. We don't look at our clients as a transactional things. We look at them as partners, as part of the family. And in our decisions as well, from a personal level, as I said, you know what? In Vancouver, we have to open our heart to everybody. That is our door opener for successful stories. Yeah. So
I know that the Brian Jessel BMW has got a magazine that has been published for, I believe, years. Am I right?
Yeah.
Can you explain why a car dealership, luxury automotive car dealership industry member needs to have a magazine also for the demography that he is targeting at? And it's interesting for a lot of our audience to know what was the policy and the strategy actually behind having magazine for that dealership.
Well, thank you so much. The magazine, Brian Jessel magazine, was established 21 years ago. So this year we are celebrating the 21st year of this luxury magazine.
Wonderful.
Brian Jessel magazine is one of Vancouver most luxurious magazine. The distinguishing of this magazine is we only write stories about successful stories in Vancouver. We don't Google stories from abroad. We don't go to other cities outside BC. We only focus on stories, successful stories of Vancouver. And that one made the magazine an elite magazine that people wants to read because I'm part of Canada, but Canada is massive. I don't know what is happening in Toronto. We are a big city. We are a big country. Like BC, it's just like a huge sized province. The distinguished stories is we only focus on local news and exciting stories which is hidden. So we spend 6 months planning every edition. It comes twice a year, 180 pages, 184 pages, luxury papers, expensive papers, and the content is really rich. And that you hardly find it in the local markets. I always say we are not for-profit magazine, so our aim is not to generate any income out of this magazine because people in this industry will know that this is not a profitable business anymore.
But it's a part of your public relation, am I right?
Yeah, it's part of a platform we created for our clients. So as I told you earlier, we don't look at customers as a transactions. We look at them as partners. Our mission at Brian Jessel BMW is creating opportunities for our clients to connect with new business people, business opportunities, and expand their business. This is the distinguished between dealer A and dealer B. We care about our clients. We create moments for them to connect with other new people. And golden, I would say, things we did is we opened our hearts for all communities and all ethnicities. We focus on multi-ethnic markets, and this is why the magazine is there.
Perfect. Another question is, what advice would you give to someone who aspires to lead in sales and marketing within the luxury automotive industry?
Well, it's all about customer service. Don't look at your client as a transaction. That's an advice for any people who wants to enter such a market. If you look at your clients as a short term, you're gonna lose. You're gonna work for a month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, and then you're gonna be forgotten. People have to trust you. If you want to enter this field or this career, you have to build a long-term strategy. And the only strategy which will work with the clients is trust. You have to build trust. And clients need to feel trusted with you, and they need to understand that you work for their favors. Yes, you work for the dealership, and there's nothing better to explain. It's a win-win. Yes, I'm not going to give you any services for free, but in top, this is the add values. I'm going to add it to you if you buy a car from me.
Can you share some stories or experiences that you yourself had over this journey that build that rapport and trust between you and the clientele that you have built so far? I mean, just everyone has got some, examples and stories of this journey. If you can share that with because of course, the customer service is a top priority in Canada wherever we work or people work. Mostly they got advice of put customers first. But there are some challenges. Customers, especially in sales and marketing positions, they might call at after hours, they might call weekends, they might need to ask a lot of questions. Can you address that, please, for us?
Well, I'm going to tell you a recent incident a few months ago when one of our clients tried to call the dealer. The dealer was closed. He got a breakdown in his vehicle at an area which is 2.5 hours away from here. At Manning Park in Highway 3. And it was a long weekend. And he was trying to call a couple of people till he called me that afternoon. And he said, listen, I'm with my wife and one kid. We are in the middle of nowhere. The car was breakdown. And I said, just give me 2 minutes. I will make some calls and I will solve your issue. So I managed to call the great team we have at our dealership, a team who were dedicated to serve any client at any time. And that's the good thing about Brian Jessel is we only one dealership. We work as a family and we have access to the owners and all the management 24/7. So I called our CEO and managing partner, who is great in customer service as well. He's a mentor as well. And I told him, this is what happens with our client. He said, just give me a few minutes. We made some calls and we sent two of our managers actually drove for 3 hours, dropped the car to the client, waited for another 4 hours till the breakdown or the tow truck arrived to the scene, towed the truck back to Vancouver. Perfect. And they spent like 8 hours in their day off to serve a client. Now, what happens? The client went viral in social media, in media, in the community, talking about what he have seen from Brian Jessel BMW. Right. And you hardly can see it anywhere else, because if you are an employee working for a company, your loyalty is for the paycheck, and that's the failure. At the Brian Jessel BMW, we look at the dealership as it's our home. We work for the company because it's only one company. We see each other every day, almost 12 hours a day. So the good thing is we turned our relationship with the clients to friendship. So customers have access to us anytime. And that's how we expanded our portfolio for the past 39 years in business.
Right. This is what exactly I meant about the level of commitment and the level of dedication to the customer satisfaction in reality, in the real life, because it's not about what we have learned through books or what we have mentioned in our propaganda and advertisements. This is something when customers are in need, that specific corporation organization is available to support them. And customers are very smart. People are smart. They can easily figure out who is talking about some real experience from their heart, and they take their words for the next and next flow of leads, and hopefully the customers for the brand awareness, brand loyalty.
You are absolutely right. If today we are talking, and I'm sure a lot of our Belgian lovely customers, which I love, they're gonna see this interview and they're gonna watch this episode, and they will know. They know that we work genuinely with everybody. We try our best to serve them and to give them the right service. And I always say, sometimes we cannot, offer what they dream about, but we make sure that what they get is the best in the market.
Right. Yeah. How do you stay motivated and continue to push the boundaries in your role, especially in such a competitive industry?
Well, life is good. You have to be optimistic every day. You have to accept the fact that learning is key. To be competitive in the market, you have to keep learning. You have to keep learning, and you have to extend your knowledge to others, because learning requires also mentoring. So it's two ways of communications. How to stay motivated, being around a positive people as well is one of the key elements where it makes you always positive. Stay away from people who keep complaining about their paycheck or their life or their. Be optimistic. Life is good. Thanks God we are in a good health, in a good shape, and we have a great family to work for them as well. And one of the things which keeps me motivated is I have young girls at home. I have 3 daughters, and I want them to look at me as a role model. If I want them to be successful, like who I am today, I have to keep working hard to mentor them and to be the role model. I don't want anybody else to be the role model for my daughters. I am the role model for them. My dad is successful. I'm going to be like my dad. Right. Even if she wants to be a doctor or a pharmacist or anywhere else. But she looks at her dad that, he works hard to give us the right.
Exactly. Yeah. Children mostly do what you do, not what you say.
Absolutely.
So they are great. Parents are role models by what they do exactly. And you mean that this is a decision that everyone can make to surround themselves with successful people, and also to be optimistic, to stay positive all the time, even the time when the rainy weather comes. Am I right?
Well, winter is winter. If it's winter here, is dull, dark,
cold.
You go to a city like Dubai, everybody admire. It's hot, extremely hot. 6 months with 50 degrees, 85% humidity. So the human body, the good thing of this human body is we cope with the changes.
Right.
Even if it's a dark winter, be surrounded with great people, and you're gonna pass this winter with a great attitude. And winter is a romantic season. Hot chocolate and love, and so it's a place where winter has its own moments as well. Right. And days pass. Just keep yourself energetic with a good food, good family, good friends, and learn during the dead seasons.
Perfect. So could you explain that what are the most important skills and qualities you believe are necessary for success in a high-level leadership role like yours?
I had a very nice discussions yesterday with our CEO. Is when we hire for attitude. That's my advice to everybody. Skills could be learned every day. You could register for a training course, and I could train you for a skills which is missing you, and you need it to upgrade your career. However, attitude is the key. Right. The key success for any person in the world is his attitude. You might be the most genius. You have the highest IQ, but IQ nowadays doesn't work. IQ enough does not work. With AI now, lots of skills you learned it's not needed anymore. The only thing which is needed, especially in the customer service industry, is your attitude. Right. So attitude is your foundation, and then you could top your character and your personality with the skills needed for your work. Learning is a continuous journey. You cannot say, I'm a farmer, I don't want to learn anymore. Technology and agriculture keep evolve and die. And same apply to real estate markets, banking industry, automotive industry, or any industry in our world. You have to read, you have to watch. There's nothing better than watching. If you look at YouTube, there is two kind of people watching YouTube. I look at YouTube as a learning platform. I spend almost an hour and a half every day looking for topics which will enhance my skills. I don't have time to maybe attend classes during my career, but there is books, there is YouTube channels, there is open resources in the internet which I could read certain topics and enhance and enrich my career with it.
Perfect. Looking back, what would you say to your younger self or to young professionals starting their career about the journey to success in a field as demanding as sales and marketing?
Well, I remember 25 years ago when I started my career, one of my ex-managers told me, and he was a great mentor, who I believe he's one of the guys who shaped my attitude most importantly, because, in any career, there is competition. And I was looking with fear about my competitors who were working with me in the same department. And I remember that day when he told me, listen, if you are strong, if you have the positive attitude, and if you mentor others, why they want to take your job? And I keep telling my team, if you are confident enough, take my position because I'm going to grow even higher.
Right.
I have no fear of having a chair and stick myself on it because at the end, it's a job. My advice to everybody is keep your positive attitude because the positive attitude is what will make people mentoring you, train you, love to spend time with you. But imagine a young guy with an attitude. He thinks he knows everything, okay? And he's only 22, 23 years old. He knows everything in this life. And he wants to mentor you just because he just graduated with the new techniques. Theories which we learn in universities and colleges does not really apply 100% in our day-to-day operations at work.
Right.
And this is why we always seek mentors to come and give us advices how to manage real-life scenarios. A book could give you a theory, but in reality, you have to work with real stories. Like, for example, today in Vancouver, we are multi-ethnic.
Different communities.
Different communities. So every community has to have a different strategy. So if you think you might know about your culture, your community, but you don't know anything about others, this is why you have to be open to start listening to others, to understand the hidden strategies, and opportunities, of course. Yeah. So that's my advice. Positive attitude, and the willingness. You have the willingness to learn. Because when you are in a younger age, you are like a sponge. The more water you add, the more it sucks.
Right.
And that's my advice to kids and youth and youngsters or mid-career. Listen. A day will come and your opportunity will come for you to become a senior manager, from a junior to a senior manager, or build your own business. But imagine you build your own business and you do big mistakes. Big mistakes might put you on the road. You're going to lose a lot of money. So it's always better to learn within a bigger organizations, learning the policies, the procedures, learning how to shape international brands, working with multiple stakeholders. That will lead for you to be able to weigh or avoid these kind of mistakes in your own business.
And also, what are your thoughts about having consultants and mentors by your side to support you in any decision making or any big endeavor that you want to take?
Well, consulting business is massive. in the 21st century. It's where people pay us to come and mentor them in many fields, either if it's media or management consulting or accounting consulting. You cannot be professional in every field.
Right.
You cannot be a superhero in every topic in your business. This is why all the organization worldwide works with consultants, management consultants to help them take the right decisions in their business. I do a lot of consulting, and I work with a lot of clients, telling them this is the right way based on experience from international markets, not only local market. Because sometimes you work on a strategy, but it's outdated.
Right.
You think it's the right strategy, but there's a lot of youngsters now who are shaping the decision making in Vancouver, who comes from different ethnicities. So if you want to keep doing the same old standard or messaging or campaigning, it doesn't apply right now. Right. So the demographics keep changing, and this is why we have to cope with these kind of changes.
Changes in the environment.
Consulting is a big business, and I encourage people to work with mentors and.
Perfect. So as a typical flow of our interview with our guest speakers, we invite them to speak few words, almost a minute time, with our audience, any pieces of advice, recommendation, or suggestions to the youth or any other audience. So this is you and this is our audience, to speak to them directly yourself.
Well, thank you so much. First of all, I want to send a message to our beloved community, the Persian community. A lot of people thought I'm Persian, but I'm not Persian, but I would love to be Persian. I love the Persian food, the culture, the heritage, the history. And I've been learning the heritage and the history of the Persian since 20 years. It's not new for me. And that was how I became a person who was well accepted in the community, is by learning the cultures. So my message to them: stay well, stay fresh, and what I do is I open my heart to the community. My advice to every business person, because we are talking business today, is open your heart for other communities, to expand your target audience from within the community to the greater market in Vancouver. And my second advice to the youth is, as I mentor my kids and my daughter who is going to college this year, is don't look at trends. Don't look at social media. Don't look at TikTok. Everybody wants to be an influencer. Everybody wants to be a content creator, but this is something which is a short term. You have to build a career which is a long term. You cannot work as a chef today and in 2 years, I want to be a carpenter or a mechanic. And then after 3 years, I want to be a hairdresser. It doesn't work. You have to find your passion for something. And as the beginning of our interview, we said, sometimes passion will never generate right income. So my advice is, look at something you love, read about it, understand how the career look like, get mentors, go speak to people. Don't be shy, because we love to talk to kids. I spend a lot of time from my side going to colleges and universities, talking to kids and youth about their career future. A business college might graduate you with a business degree, but business degree is massive. Same like when I graduated from hotel management degree, they thought, I'm going to be a GM immediately because I'm a hotel management graduate. But I discovered that you have to start from the beginning, from the first step, which is a receptionist. Then you go you climb your way above. Yeah.
So there is only one last question that we ask from all our guest speakers here at the Business Mind program, which is, if you could back in time, would you still choose to start this career and follow this path?
Well, definitely, if I go back 24 years, and why 24 years or 25 years back, I'm going to do the same career? Definitely yes, because I'm still in it. So and I'm still in it while I had a lot of opportunities in changing my career. I got lots of proposals from different industries because they wanted the attitude and the skills. But at the end, it's a job where you enjoy why you want to change it. We are working with a brand which keep evolving, keep improving. The portfolio, when I started 20 years ago at BMW, we had almost 13 cars. Today, we have almost 84 units or models in our portfolio. So as a brands enhance and grow, we grow as well. So yeah, I will definitely stay within the same industry, which is the customer experience and customer service industry.
Thank you so much, Mr. Abd El Karim. It was an honor for all of us.
Thank you so much, Bayman. I really enjoyed this interview and being here in this lovely studio. Keep the good work, keep the good interviews. I look forward to see more episodes from your side and from the team. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It was a pleasure.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Our dear audience, thank you so much for staying with us, for watching our program today with Mr. Abd El Karim Awwad as the head of sales and marketing at برای and Jessel BMW. If you have any questions, please share your thoughts with us in the comment section in our YouTube channel or our Instagram page. And we would love to take your questions, share them with our guest speakers, and get back to you with the answers. Thank you so much and have a good day. Bye.
Thank you.